Fridays always felt different, especially seventh period, calculus. That period stood between us and freedom. Spring break was only minutes away. Everybody was restless, tapping pens, whispering plans about beaches, flights, and parties. Even our teacher, known for being dangerously chill, didn't feel like teaching. He pulled up sporkle.com, saying, "Oh, if the school wants us to suffer this schedule, the least we can do is have some fun." The class cheered. I remember the exact moment the room shifted. Someone yelled, "Adidas!" And before the timer even reset, the intercom cracked alive. The sound wasn't clear. It was shaky, rushed. The dean's voice came through, but it didn't sound like him. He wasn't calm. He wasn't composed. He sounded like a man who'd just been punched in the chest. "Attention, this is not a drill. Teachers, go into lockdown immediately." Silence fell like gravity. Every laugh choked instantly. Even the projector light felt too bright. Our laid-back teacher's face drained color. I'd never seen a grown man switch from casual to terrified that fast. He sprinted to the door, locked it, flicked the lights off, and whispered urgently for us to move to the back corner of the room. Some students still looked confused, like maybe this was a surprise drill. But it wasn't. You could feel the panic in the air, thick, contagious. The buzzing from the electrical panel shut off, the power cut. That only happened in emergencies. We could hear breathing, quiet sobbing, shoes shifting on the dusty classroom floor. Then, from down the hallway, a sound none of us were prepared for. A man screaming. Not scared, screaming. Angry, unhinged, animal-like. His voice echoed through the lockers as if the metal carried his rage. "I'll kill all of you!" Two girls burst into tears immediately, and that reaction triggered everyone else's fear. Our teacher pressed his finger to his lips, begging silently for us not to make a sound. The footsteps, heavy, uneven, grew closer. Lockers clanged violently as he slammed his fist against them. Each bang was louder, as if he used his entire body weight. The voice came right to our classroom door. His fists crashed against the wood. Every second felt like its own minute. My heart was beating so violently I genuinely thought he might hear it. Eventually, the banging stopped. His voice moved farther away, still screaming, still promising violence, until his echoes faded down the hall. Nobody moved. Nobody breathed deeply. We just sat, waiting, listening, praying. About what felt like 30 minutes, though it was probably only 10, the intercom clicked again. He explained, quickly, that an unstable man had walked through the front entrance and attacked the woman at the desk. This was before cameras, before security budgets, before school lockdown became its own tragic routine. The sweep they conducted didn't find him. We were told to resume class, but keep the doors locked and do not allow any student to leave for any reason. That instruction alone terrified me more. If they hadn't found him, where was he? Rumors always travel faster than facts. But one rumor hit different, and sticking out of his pocket was allegedly a .44 Magnum. Before the police arrived, the closet door was open, and the man was gone. To this day, none of us know who he was, where he came from, or if he ever walked near us again. Before I continue, I want to know in the comments, have you ever experienced a real lockdown? Not a drill? A moment where you thought this might be the end? If yes, just comment yes, and if you're comfortable, share where you were when it happened. Because that day, I learned how loud silence is when your life might depend on it. People say school is the safest place you can be, until danger is close enough to stare through the glass. It was early October, dark gray sky, light drizzle, that kind of dead weather where everything feels like a warning. First lunch period had just started for the 6th graders and half the 7th graders. I was in line with my tray, complaining about soggy fries like it was the biggest problem in the world. Then it happened. Boom! Everyone froze. Then again, louder. Boom! 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 The cafeteria exploded into screams. Some people ducked under tables. Others ran blindly. At first, I thought, thunder, storm, no big deal. But the adults weren't reacting like it was just weather. The campus security rushed in, shouting, not explaining, just ordering. Inside the multi-purpose room, "Now, drop your food!" The worst place to hide if someone was outside watching. As soon as we were all inside, the campus staff sprinted to cover every inch of glass with thick, dark curtains. My friend Eric ran to a staff volunteer and asked what was going on. When he came back, his face wasn't scared. It was pale, like the fear already sank in. He leaned in and whispered, "You know those houses in front of our school? Some guy there barricaded himself. He's threatening to kill himself and the cops if they try to evict him." That alone was terrifying, but he kept talking. They said he's been walking outside staring at kids in a weird way. That's when the fear became personal, because the houses he mentioned were so close you could throw a football from the cafeteria playground into their yards. We were trapped inside the multi-purpose room for nearly an hour, which felt like a full school day. I thought the nightmare was over until I talked to my friend Brandy. She saw the same man by his window, late, carving his arm with a knife, using his blood to write on the glass, "Don't come here or I'll kill you." Everyone thought it was a Halloween stunt, fake blood, spooky decorations. But after today, after police cars, after lockdown, after barricades, none of us were laughing. Not until sirens filled October. And the scariest part, the school never said whether he was arrested, removed, or still there. To this day, when I pass that house, I never look toward the windows. Before I continue, comment below. Have you ever had that one house in your neighborhood that everyone avoids? The one nobody knocks on during Halloween? The one kids run past? Just comment yes, and if you're brave, tell me what your neighborhood story was. Most school lockdowns happen with the lights off, doors locked, and students packed shoulder to shoulder in a classroom. But I was alone in the basement, with no door, no lock, and no way to know if the danger was upstairs or coming down. I was 22, fresh out of college, hired as a computer intern at my old high school. Surprisingly, it was a luxury cave. 3 desks, 2 mini fridges, a flat screen mounted to a brick wall, and air conditioning that felt like heaven. The students and teachers didn't know this paradise existed, which made it peaceful. Until that day, I was halfway through a sandwich when the front office called my phone, not the intercom, my phone, which meant urgency. Her voice wasn't calm. Lockdown immediately, possibly armed intruder. Turn off lights, stay out of sight. My first thought, armed? Second thought, I have no door to lock. The basement entrance had a staircase and a broken lock that the school never bothered fixing. Because why would danger ever come down here? Silence in a basement is different. It doesn't echo, it swallows sound. After 20 minutes of nothing but my heartbeat, the basement door creaked open upstairs loudly enough to feel like it vibrated the walls. Slow, heavy steps came down, not rushed, not panicked. The kind of steps someone takes when they know you're trapped. I slid under my desk, holding my breath until it hurt. Someone entered the office, but didn't turn on the lights. Just stood there, breathing, slow and controlled. The sound sliced the silence like a knife. Footsteps rushed toward the desk, fast, confident. I panicked and dove out, hands in the air, begging, "Please, don't shoot, don't." A hand grabbed my arm, pulling me up. A man in a red plaid shirt, cap low over his face, spoke calmly. "It's okay. I'm hiding too. What's going on up there?" But something felt wrong. His calm didn't match the fear. His question wasn't urgent, it was casual. Dave finally replied, "Dude, this is crazy. Whatever you do, don't come upstairs." I didn't read the message aloud. I ran. A gunshot exploded behind me, metal pinging as the bullet ricocheted. I sprinted up the stairs screaming for help. Police were already at the exits. It bites. They tackled him the moment he pushed through the door. Mr. Buckley survived. The man was arrested, though the reason for the attack was never revealed. Before I finish, comment yes if you've ever had a moment where you trusted the wrong person, even for a second, and it terrified you how fast the situation changed. Because sometimes the most dangerous person in the building is the one pretending they're hiding with you.